Awesome. Be sure that's not broken. Nope, that's not broken. So we got the venomous crickets on the left-hand side. We got treemedic and banana snail. We've got osprey and bomber. We've got a healer and a tank. Someone who does a lot of damage, already taking out that neutral outpost. Meanwhile, we have DiesOsse and ShadowUltima dynamic execution over on the right-hand side in the red team. This is going to be a warthog and striker combo. That void striker glides stealthily through the night. Unfortunately, it is in the dead of daytime, so not going to be blending in too well with the atmosphere. Going ahead, neutralizing that second post. Other team doing the same thing, but with more units. Banana Snail is going to be able to keep most of these units topped off for health. Now, ShadowUltima is trying to get a little bit of harass on, but against an Osprey, it's just not going to be that effective. One of the hardest things in the world is to kill the units of an active Osprey. So, DiesOsse going ahead, moving up. Taking some Longhorn in. ShadowUltima going ahead, ferrying him the extra bit of the way. Doing a quick scout as well. So, nothing creepy going on here. No mass rocketeer, nothing way too sinister going on after the fact. Now, it does look like Comcast does hate me again, so there is one way I can fix that. Maybe. Let's see if that helps. So that might speed it up a little bit since I'm just trying to reduce the quantity of work that my CPU has to do and the amount of communication over the internet. Otherwise, we'll just blame my wife. So we've got Banana Snail and treemedic once again just creeping up. They are going to capture this post, but they dropped it one creep too late. They need to ferry these units up and get their units on the front where they can start shooting and putting damage in. Meanwhile, DiesOsse and ShadowUltima already up here, making bank and doing damage. DiesOsse with that Warthog just shredding. In fact, that default Warthog does look, in my opinion, like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you were ever a fan of that series. ShadowUltima does go ahead, heal himself up, can't not be killed. Neutral lockboxes are up. Neither team going to make a move for them just yet. They're more interested in ferrying. Now, red team is already making a push. They're moving in, and Carbon does not have their units here to fight this. So this is a custom waypoint. ShadowUltima and Stewart, as well as Overkill, are all going to be pretty good with using these custom waypoints. And so they're moving the tanks up to one side, keeping that focused firepower, pressing forward. The bomber trying to get some harass on, but they just keep moving. They do get tagged by a heavy mine, but they're still alive. Until the tanks die, they are not gone. They are still here. They are still doing damage. They are still putting shots in. So, red team solidly taking control of this. They try to drop a Bucky. They drop it right on top of a heavy mine. Call it bad luck. ShadowUltima is going to sell a Longhorn. Banana Snail, well, Longhorn's worth of lockbox. Banana Snail going to drop some mines. He's dropping heavy mines left and right. Got a big cluster right here. Got a couple of bear traps on the post, so... but meanwhile, ShadowUltima trying to get a little more harassment on, trying to go ahead neutralize this post and capture it as his own, but Banana Snail does notice this. He's going to be able to fight this off, but he's not dropping any units in response. The Osprey itself is not going to be great at getting ShadowUltima out of here, so he's just going to keep shooting it, and he's going to make it neutral eventually if nobody helps him out here. He really needs a hand from treemedic, his ally, because most of Carbon's units are all stuck over here on the left-hand side. So we got a firm advantage for the red team now. The upkeep is starting to even out, but they are keeping this neutral. So we've got a max upkeep. Oh, Banana Snail getting taken out. That air to ground from Warthog, so powerful you can't run. And that's a team wipe. Banana Snail getting taken out as well. Red team saying if both players are dead, let's go ahead and push. Or maybe the Longhorn just want to squirm around in circles. That's cool too. I mean, tanks just want to party. Now, unfortunately, they probably forgot about all these heavy mines here. And now that Carbon's alive, they also want to push. But they're pushing over their own heavy mines, so they're reducing the surface area that Red would roll over. So, don't really know what the plan is here. Red did capture that close outpost, so maybe Carbon's just doing this out of desperation. Banana Snail getting some good micro, dropping units behind, but there's anti-air here that he's not noticing, so now these units completely unattended are just going to sit there and die. ShadowUltima with the sword is going to take those out as well, so Red team not only destroys Carbon's entire army, they also still own this outpost up in the top. So there's that. So red team is going to go ahead and push, but they're not going to push over the giant clusterfuck of heavy mines. They're going to push just straight on for the fort. Just do it themselves. Now, there are more heavy mines on the way that they may or may not know about. Now, the easiest way to neutralize these quickly is going to be sending a zipper. Sending a single zipper, single joker. Those light units that move so quickly will generally be able to detonate the mines without even taking damage. So you can sacrifice one unit that doesn't even cost 1,000 credits. Oh, just making use of the custom waypoints. Knows that they're mine straight. Knows that they're mine south. Knows that there's no mines here. And paths around the mines. That's an excellent move right there. That's excellent maneuvering by ShadowUltima. And he's got a lot of fixers in the back now. Those, well, ratchets should be able to neutralize these mines. Oh, gets tagged by one, but it's not all hope is lost yet. Just going on a straight push. Might get tagged one more. Ooh, those heavy mines, they do so much damage. Come on, man. You had this. You were doing so well. Goes ahead and puts him on pause. Just regathers up the units and tries to send them forward, hoping that that's all the mines he's going to see. Meanwhile, Banana Snail going ahead, getting some brutes in this back outpost. He's going to try and turn this into a base race, most likely. Get a couple of tanks, couple of jokers or something and start pinging on the fort. Or just give up on life, since this is a pretty big mass of tanks at that particular scene right there. So the Venomous Crickets gonna get knocked out here. Looks like this is gonna be real hard to come back from. Dynamic Execution did indeed have some dynamic execution there, able to move their units every which way. So that ends up being pretty good. Pretty nice. Pretty slick. Excellent use of movement commands, custom waypoints. Gotta hand that to this Dynamic Execution team. That's pretty good. So GG for show. That actually concludes the round of 8. We'll be moving on to semifinals now. Let me check my schedule.